Meeple Nation Podcast, bonus episode 5, Area Majority and Area Influence Game Showdown.
Welcome, citizens, to Meeple Nation. Grab your favorite beverage, pull up a chair, warm up those dice, and join us at the game table as we discuss board games and the board gaming world. Each week, the hosts of Meeple Nation share their love for board games and the amazing memories that come from playing games with some very outstanding people. Let us now join our hosts in their natural habitat, the game table.
Let them fight.
Finish him. That was a wimpy finish.
Wow,
But I had to make sure it was in there.
What game have you been playing?
It was Mere Mortal Kombat.
I don't think that was Mortal Kombat. I'm not sure which version you were playing, but get over here. Finish him.
I'm embarrassed right now.
You're not the one that said it.
I'm embarrassed for you. I was in proximity when it was said, and I'm not proud. The Meeple Nation podcast is sponsored by Game Toppers, LLC.
Is that a question mark?
Nope, I'm just trying to think.
Why, yes. Yes, we are.
No, I got this. Okay, I got this. Seriously, take care of that phone.
Oh my gosh.
Game Toppers makes amazing product to convert any table or surface into an epic and amazing game surface. And here is what's so great. Not only does it convert any surface, but it's portable. So you can take it with you and convert your friend's table or convert a table at a convention. And when you do, you will create converts, as we do every time we take it to conventions.
Yes,
because
we do.
People love playing on the Game Toppers. We love them. They are absolutely fantastic. Really high quality material, beautiful mats, tons of accessories. Seriously, we talk about them all the time. Now is the time. Go check them out. You've heard us talk about it. Now go do it. Go check out GameToppersLLC.com. Get yourself a Game Topper. They have what you need to make game night amazing.
We are the hosts of Meeple Nation. I'm Nathan Howard.
I'm Mandy Holiday.
And I am Douglas Stewart.
Okay, Andy, it totally sounded like you said, and you're Mandy Holiday.
And you're Mandy Holiday.
Hey, Mandy.
That's Nathan, I said. Nathan's Mandy Holiday.
Well, welcome, Mandy.
We just wanted you as part of the family, but we don't have a Mandy yet, so...
All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. We have a website that's full of goodness. I think you should totally check it out. There is blogs. There are photos. There are links to past episode. There is a link to our Patreon page. We love our patrons. We love what they allow us to do. They give us this opportunity to create this bonus episode and to bring it to you. So if you too would like to be a patron and support the podcast, jump to that link. Just don't jump on your computer because that's bad. You'll break it. That was dumb. But
Let's go with it, though.
I want to laugh, and I just can't do it.
It's going to be a rough episode. That's what I'm hearing. But go to that link. Join us. We would very much appreciate your support. All that can be found at meeplenation.com.
Awesome. What have you guys been playing?
I got to introduce 2 of my friends to my favorite game. We had a work party, and everybody wanted to go down and see the game room. One of my coworkers and his girlfriend were just, oh my gosh, you have this, you have that. And, oh, you do role-playing games. I'm like, yeah, well, we love role-playing games. And what, do you have any games that are kind of like that? I'm like, oh, funny you should ask.
I got a game for you.
So I introduced them to Descent 2nd Edition last week. They loved it. We got to play the first main mission in one of the campaigns, and then we also had time to do one of the side quests. I've played through all of the scenarios in the app, and I still have so much fun with that game. I know what's going to happen. In fact, I was already pulling monsters out before they were spawning, but I still have so much fun with it. It would be fun to play with an Overlord, but it's, especially for new players, having that app is really nice.
It makes it a very nice experience.
It really does, and it helps them understand what's going on and how everything's played, and it was a very flawless experience, and they couldn't wait to come back and play some more. So
yeah, that was
Thomas
and
Brittany.
Thomas and Brittany, and they were here at Meeple Nation HQ for 4th of July.
They were.
Didn't realize they were so interested. We should have brought them up here and shown them this as well. Yours is much more cooler, but
no, it's not.
It's okay.
It's not a contest, but I'm winning.
I know. But speaking of
he
winning,
is winning, by the way.
yes, he is. But speaking of winning, we got the opportunity to play Revive. Haven't played Revive since SaltCon Spring last year, and my experience was just as rewarding, but also just as mystifying. So I was able to win, but we got to include the Call of the Abyss expansion, and I won the game, but I'm not sure how.
Nice.
Well, it was hilarious because it was Nathan, Richie, myself, and Greg. Greg was a new player too, so he was kind of figuring it out. It's definitely a heavyweight game. But Richie and I, we were seeing what Nathan was doing, and every time he'd do something, we were just like, oh my word, Nathan is running away with this game. And we would say that. And then Nathan would look down at his stuff like, what? What'd I do? What am I doing? What how am I winning?
I would look at everybody else and you're like, you guys are doing so much better. I don't see how I'm winning. There's no way I'm winning this game.
I still think you're just kind of playing dumb a little
Definitely
bit.
not.
He's being humble. You're
I had
very
one
humble.
Yeah, thank you. That's not true. I did have one. I mean, I had one track that I knew I was leading the way on that one track, but I didn't think that was anything near that was going to be able to support the win of the game. But Revive is such a great game.
It's an amazing game.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. This is my highlight too, so I'll just kind of dive in here. But we got the chance to we mixed in that Call of the Abyss expansion. Man, I loved what that added. And I already loved Revive. I thought Revive was already at its core a great game, but the little elements that infused into it, the lakes that you can build your buildings next to out on the map, the introduction of the new alien cards that act as characters in your tableau that are like really beastie versions. Like they're a little hard to get, but man, when you get them, they just give you this explosion of resources. I loved that devotion track that you could go down. Everything was like it still counted as victory points at the end. So it was a track that was worth going down. You weren't, losing victory points by going down it. But as you did, you got access to like one of the free end game scoring tiles and those really beefy alien characters. You got down farther, you could get the major artifacts, just the myriad of different amazing things that they infused into an already amazing game. I mean, Revive was my 2023 game of the year, and I think for good reason. I absolutely love this game. Call of the Abyss just took it up a whole level for me. So I'm super excited about this game, super excited to teach it to more people, to get it played more. Andy, you weren't there the night that we played it. Can't wait to rectify that. We need to get that played again very soon.
Yeah, I can't wait to play the expansion.
Yeah,
So
it's very good.
Before we started to play, Doug, he had an issue that he might need to be called into work. And so there was some questions about if we're going to play this. And Richie said something foul. Just wipe that right off his face. He says he hates expansions.
Yeah, he does. It's weird as heck.
Really?
He doesn't like new games very much either. It's hard to believe that he and David are brothers.
Yeah, they're so polar opposites. But he does make a point that he's like, sometimes I think expansions just extend the game, the length of a game. And yeah, I see that. Sometimes that is definitely the case. If it's a game that I enjoy, an expansion is something that can make that game even better.
Yeah, and if it's something you enjoy, making it a little bit longer isn't necessarily a bad thing.
I'll go to the same point. I think all the expansions is what kind of soured me on Terraforming Mars. Not your experience that you had with Terraforming Mars, Andy, but my experience is it just got too
big for its britches.
Yeah. And honestly, maybe that's the same feel I have for Wingspan. It's too much that it just kind of bogs down for me. And that could totally be the reason I feel the way I do about Wingspan.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole huge rabbit hole we could go down.
But we're not here for that.
Right. And that really should be the topic of one of our podcasts, is talking about expansions, because they are problematic. They can have problems, especially when we talk about Kickstarter and all the bonuses and everything like that. But just to throw out a blanket statement like, I don't like expansions. Yeah, I hear you. It was just kind of like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, there are so many games that expansions have enhanced and made better. This is definitely one of them.
Anyway, this expansion was awesome. You were talking about the aquatic aliens, Doug, that they were a little harder to get, but they were phenomenal. I only had one, but it was so good.
But it didn't matter. You won anyway.
I personally do need to manage. I didn't manage my aspect of the game, trying to understand what I was doing, and I want to play it again so I can get better at that. But I kind of want to drop the mic and leave it on a high note too, because I think when I get a fuller understanding and not by accident, my win ratio is going to...
Oh, I get it now. Crap, now I can't win.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what it's going to be. But yeah, I very much want to play this game again. Super excited about it.
Me too. I've been itching to play Revive again since we played it the first time, so.
So there's our highlights. Short and sweet. Let's get to the meat of the matter.
And that, my friends, is another showdown episode. This time, we are throwing all of our area majority or area influence. I think we need to just probably pick one of those, area majority. Let's just stick with area majority. These are our top 5 area majority games that we are tossing into the arena. So Nathan's top 5, Andy's top 5, and my top 5. And we're going to vote to see collectively
The Meeple Nation top 5 area control games.
Boom.
Are you ready to rumble? Oh, I'm sorry. Are you ready to rumble?
That's more like it. That's the Nathan we know and love.
There's the voice we've come to love. No, not love. Just gotten used to.
Just gotten used to tolerate, maybe?
Yeah.
Tolerate. There you go. Okay, so we've kind of gone over this before, just so everybody knows what we've done. We've just thrown these 15 games into Pub Meeple, which is an online app you can use to rank things, in particular board games. It's very good at that. And so we have created our list. Now, there was no crossover in this list, which means that we are going to have 15 games enter the arena. And in alphabetical order, those games are Blood Rage, Carlos Magnus, Dead Reckoning, Forests of Pangaea, History of the World, Iwari. Now, I will just make note on Iwari that you had said Web of Power / Iwari. I went with Iwari just because it's the newer implementation of that game, so that's what we'll be voting on. Kingdom Builder, Rolling Heights, Scarface 1920, Scythe, Star Wars Rebellion, Terra Mystica, Tyrants of the Underdark, the board game, Viscounts of the West Kingdom, and Wonderland's War.
This is going to be a tough lift because I want to play all of these.
More than anything, it's just made me want to play these games.
Yeah.
I don't know if I care that much about how they rank. I just want to play them. Okay. It says that we are going to rank 15 items, and it will make an estimated 32 comparisons.
That's it? 32?
Here we go. Yeah, it's enough. It's enough. All right, first up, we have Scarface 1920 versus Viscounts of the West Kingdom.
That one's really easy for me. It's Viscounts.
So this is an interesting one because... So Viscount, there's a lot more going on to Viscounts though, and that's the argument that I would make.
For sure.
The area control part of it is really cool with that central sort of castle where you're moving all of your workers and they're sort of getting bumped and there's the levels and everything. Really cool mechanism, really cool component at the table. Mm-hmm. However, that game is much, much more than that area control.
For sure. It is one of my favorite aspects of that game, but
sure,
yes.
Sure. Now, Scarface 1920 is a map of Chicago. This has area control, area majority, whatever, in spades. And not only does it do it well, but it thematically really feels like you're engaged in that gang war, which I love. So my vote is going to be Scarface 1920. Nathan, you are going to be the tiebreaker.
Viscounts of the West Kingdom was a game that every time I've played, I'm just befuddled with it. There's so much going on that I just do not get it at all, and I should.
That's how I feel about half of those Shem Phillips games.
So for probably that reason alone, appeal of Scarface is, it makes me reminisce of our experience of Bootleggers. Just shining on the mountaintop over there, Bootleggers was such a great experience. I want Scarface to give me that same experience because it has kind of a similar theme. Scarface is my vote.
Scarface advances. Next up, we have Dead Reckoning versus Iwari.
Also an easy one for me. I love Dead Reckoning.
Yeah, this is going to be an easy one for me too. Dead Reckoning, for sure.
I love Iwari, but Dead Reckoning was amazing.
Yes.
Is amazing.
I was going to say no was there. It is present tense. Fantastic. Next up, we've got Wonderland's War versus Kingdom Builder.
So easily
Wonderland's War.
Wonderland's War, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's Wonderland's War.
Kingdom Builder is a great game, sure, but comparing the two,
yeah,
it's just, you're without hesitation, I'm going to totally gravitate to Wonderland's War.
Yeah. And I've talked about this before. Every time I play Wonderland's War, it climbs on my ranking. I would not be surprised if Wonderland's War eventually makes it onto my top 10, maybe top 15 games of all time. It's a fantastic game. Wonderland's War advances. Next up, we've got Terra Mystica versus Rolling Heights.
That's a tough one for me.
I love the theme of Rolling Heights. I think it's such a great game. Rolling the meeples is both challenging and fun. I don't think it's a roll. I mean, like rolling them to get them to land on their feet or even get them to land on their side is uncommon.
You're supposed to just roll them like normal dice.
Right.
By rule. But let's be honest, it kind of devolves into a little bit of a dexterity game.
Absolutely, it does.
Trying to get them to land on their feet.
Yeah, I mean, because you're sitting there when it's not your turn, you're practicing rolling like that's going to make a difference. If I drop them straight down, they're going to land on their feet more.
I kind of throw them up against the side of the box. Maybe they'll
stand up.
Right.
Yeah. The appeal of Rolling Heights appeals to me more, so that's my vote.
As far as Terra Mystica, I love the asymmetry. The game is different every time because you just play a different race. Playing the same game, you're still trying to terraform, you're still trying to build your buildings and build cities and everything else, but the way you go about doing that changes from game to game, depending on which race you're playing. I think that makes the replayability a lot higher. I enjoyed rolling the meeples. I think it's a lot of fun as far as Rolling Heights. I think I still have to go with Terra Mystica. It's more meaty. I get more enjoyment out of it, and the replayability is higher for me.
Yeah, so if I strictly just try to compare the actual area control components of these two games, I had an okay experience with Rolling Heights. I had a much more than okay experience with Terra Mystica. So my vote would be Terra Mystica. And yours was as well, right, Andy?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, after all that explanation, yours was right.
All right, Terra Mystica advances. I just wanted to rub it in.
Wow.
Next up, we have History of the World versus Star Wars Rebellion.
I'm not going to even comment because y'all know mine.
We know yours. And when we made these lists, I had not played Star Wars Rebellion up to this point. I have since played Star Wars Rebellion, and my vote is Star Wars Rebellion.
My vote is also Star Wars Rebellion. It advances.
For the win.
Next up, we have, this one's tough. Two of my little babies right here fighting it out. This is Scythe versus Blood Rage.
You know, I've had kind of sour experiences on both games.
That's because you're
sitting to the left of Richie and then playing BGA Blood Rage have both kind of both of those games.
Okay, so as just a little bit of a side note, can I just tell you how frustrating it is that so many of the games that I love, you guys end up having really bad experiences because of the people at the table. And I am not trying to be mean because those people are just trying to play the game
Absolutely.
and do the best they can. It's not necessarily their fault. I'm making a list. I'm up to like almost a dozen of my most beloved games, and I feel like I'm casting my pearls before swine because I throw them out there and I'm like, you guys are going to love these games. They're so great. I love Scythe. And then you guys have these experiences and I'm just like, dang it all. Stop it. Like it's like the universe is trying to get you to hate the games that I love so much. Anyway, I'm off my soapbox now. Anyway, Scythe versus Blood Rage.
So I want to go continue on. I really want to play Scythe again, but maybe sit on the right of Richie. And because I really enjoyed Scythe. Scythe is a great game. And I want to play Blood Rage again in person because I really enjoyed Blood Rage the first time I've played it. It's just been a while. Out of the two, I'm actually going to lean more to Blood Rage because that's one I am more anxious to play.
Yeah. The BGA implementation is currently broken, by the way. So it's you definitely are having a bad experience because you're not actually experiencing the game properly.
Yeah, and that's what I feel. And so I'm very much anxious to get that to the table again and to experience that correctly again because I haven't played it since it first came out. But great game.
I don't want Doug to yell at me, so I'm just going to say Scythe.
It's a safe bet. Doug smash.
Good boy. Yes, my vote is Scythe. Scythe advances. Next up, we've got Tyrants of the Underdark versus Carlos Magnus. This is 100% not a hard choice for me because I've been vocal about it before. I'll be vocal about it now. I hate Carlos Magnus. That game sucks. So it is Tyrants of the Underdark for me.
What are you going to vote, Nathan?
You know, I really love Carlos Magnus, but Tyrants is going to be what I'm going to vote for.
That's what I'm voting for as well.
All right, Tyrants takes it.
The theme of Tyrants is there. Yep. Carlos is pretty bland and dated.
Next up, we've got Scarface 1920 versus Forests of Pangaea. these are both fantastic. It's still going to be Scarface for me just because of that thematic, amazing gameplay and production. I just love Scarface that much. But Forest of Pangaea, I mean, Andy, you and I had a chance to play that in particular at BryceCon. I don't remember what year it was or how long ago. It might have been the last one. Anyway, wonderful game. Like really good.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, so these are two really good games going head to head.
I'm going to have to lean towards Scarface, though.
Yeah, I think I am too. Nathan, where do you vote?
I think I am too. The Force of Pangaea has a very nice table presence. It's one that I think my wife would very much enjoy.
Yeah, she would. Lydia liked it. Yeah, Lydia liked it a lot.
Yeah, we're not talking about her playing this game. We're talking about me. I would lean to Scarface.
Excellent. Next up, we've got Viscounts of the West Kingdom versus Forests of Pangaea.
Forests for me.
It's going to be Forest for me, and I. The thing is, I don't want this to be like a. What's the word? Like, I don't want this to be a
Trounce on Andy's.
Yeah, I'm not touching any trounce on Viscounts. I really like Viscounts. It's one of my favorite of the West Kingdom series games. I just don't know that area control part of it is enough to beat some of these other really good games for me. It's going to beat some of the other games for sure, but some of these others that are really good, I don't know if it's quite enough.
It'll beat something that's not on Doug's list for Doug.
Yes, it will.
I'm going to say Viscounts. I want to say Forest just because it's about Nathan, but that's what you said, right?
Did I say that?
Yeah. Well, we're talking about me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So, but I'm still going to go against you. Sorry.
I get that.
I'm going to have to say Viscounts on this one.
I figured.
I love Viscounts. It's awesome.
It is awesome. There's no doubt about that. But my vote does go to Forests. Nathan, where did you vote?
I voted Forest.
Okay, Forests advances. Next up, we've got Wonderland's War versus Dead Reckoning. Ouch.
Ooh, that is kind of tough.
That's not tough for me. It's still Dead Reckoning.
Yeah, it's going to be Dead Reckoning for me as well.
Is it really? You guys, Wonderland's War is so good.
Wonderland's
I get it.
War is great. My experiences with Dead Reckoning, especially like the last experience we had with Dead Reckoning, with Mike, and he was the worst pirate ever.
Yes, he was.
But I had a blast playing that. It was kind of playing with Mike was kind of like playing with a dinosaur game with James. You're playing a little bit different game than the rest of us.
True.
But I very much enjoyed Dead Reckoning. The appeal of Wonderland War is definitely there. It is a tough choice, but I am going to lean pirate.
Yeah, these are both really good, and it is a tough choice for me too, but I have to lean Wonderland's War. Now, interesting, because you guys are both leaning Dead Reckoning, I'm Wonderland's War. If you actually were to look at the play count of these games, you guys have played Dead Reckoning quite a bit more. I played Dead Reckoning twice, and I loved it. Thought it was really good, but I haven't played it nearly as much as you. But I've played Wonderland's War a lot more than you guys have. I play this one regularly.
Yeah.
So, you can kind of see maybe where some of our play count is coming into play there just a little bit. But Dead Reckoning advances. The next one up is Wonderland's War versus Owari. It's going to be Wonderland's War for me. Not much discussion to be had.
Me too.
Excellent. Next up, we've got Kingdom Builder versus Owari.
It's going to be Owari for me.
Kingdom Builder for me.
It's actually going to be Kingdom Builder for me too. I think Owari is an okay game, but it's not one that has... I'm never really in the mood to play it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's sort of like, yeah, I'll play it because you're setting up and you're excited about playing it, and that's the game that we're playing right now. But it doesn't generate a lot of excitement. So it's going to be Kingdom Builder for me, which means Kingdom Builder advances. And next up, we've got Star Wars Rebellion versus Terra Mystica.
You could have just stopped at Star Wars Rebellion.
Is there any game that's going to beat Star Wars Rebellion for you, Nathan?
I don't know. I mean, if the pairing comes up right, I'm going to look at, there's a couple here.
So it's possible.
It is possible, yeah.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yes.
That's a tough one. Honestly, I think it would depend on my mood. Those are right neck and neck for me.
Absolutely, it would depend on the mood.
Perfect player count, perfect people at the table.
I'm at the table.
Nathan and I at the table.
2-player game, so
yeah.
I guess you two have fun.
You could do a 4-player and you could hold the controller.
Yeah.
It doesn't have batteries,
but... Shut
up. Gosh, that's a tough one. That really is.
Yeah.
I think I'm still going to have to go with Terra Mystica.
Okay. So the tiebreak goes to me, and I agree. These are really super close. Star Wars takes it, but just, and mostly because of the Star Wars theme.
And it's an amazing game.
It is a great game.
Yeah.
It's such a good game.
All right. So that one advances. And next up, we've got History of the World versus Terra Mystica.
Terra Mystica.
Terra
Yeah.
Mystica.
Terra Mystica. I think we all saw that coming. History of the World versus Rolling Heights.
Rolling Heights.
Rolling Heights it is. Next,
History of the World doesn't have a good history going currently.
Not currently.
I love that game, but yeah, there's some better games out there.
Next up, Tyrants of the Underdark versus Scythe. Easy Scythe vote for me.
I'm gonna go with Tyrants.
Now, okay, hang on. Now, I just really quick, because I understand Nathan's history with the game. What's your history with Scythe?
I don't have a history with Scythe.
You've played it, though. What? No, I actually really did think you'd played this.
Nope.
You've not played this at all.
No.
I have failed.
Dave was at the
I
table,
have
so I
failed.
went to a different one.
You chose
And that makes
wisely.
total sense, but I have failed you. We have to play Scythe. You've never played Scythe.
No.
Oh my word. Okay. I'll teach you how to play Scythe, and then you will
and
lament
then
this
you can
vote.
hate it too.
You will lament.
I doubt I'll hate it because it does look
Well,
like
it's
a
an
good game.
excellent
Oh, it's a
game.
fantastic
It
game.
looks
It's wonderful.
good.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
so
didn't
good.
want to play it with Dave on my first time.
I understand, and I understand the reasons why, and we absolutely love Dave. It's not we're not condemning Dave.
And I haven't played Tyrants either, so I went with theme.
Okay. Well, it's Scythe for me for sure. So Scythe for me, Tyrants for you, Nathan.
Tyrants for me.
Oh, really? There is no universe where Tyrants beats out Scythe. I'm sorry. I mean, in this universe, I guess, because it
Yeah,
just did.
because it just did.
That makes me sick to my stomach that Tyrants would beat Scythe. You guys need to play Scythe more.
And that could be the case, but I very much enjoy my experiences of playing. I've played tons of times with Ashley, and so my experience of Tyrants of the Underdark is pretty high on my shelf.
I'm a huge R.A. Salvatore fan, so that theme, I've read most of his books, so that theme really, really strikes a chord with me. I love that theme.
All right, I'll accept that. Next up, we've got Carlos Magnus versus Scythe. And if Carlos takes this, I will rage quit. I am out. This is Scythe, 100%.
Yeah, it so makes me want to vote Carlos Magnus.
I
Me
know
too.
it does, but I really will rage
It's
quit.
totally going to be safe. Scythe. Whether you rage quit or not.
Yeah, it is Scythe.
Okay, Scythe goes on. Next, all right, we're in the same boat here, fellas. Carlos Magnus versus Blood Rage.
Okay, what's going to be last? History of the World or Carlos Magnus?
Yeah, that's kind of that's true,
I'm
right?
gonna vote Blood Rage on this one.
Oh, yeah.
Blood
Absolutely.
Rage for sure. But to answer your question, for me, Carlos Magnus is going to be last. All right, Blood Rage advances. Next up, we've got another really tough one. For me, anyway. It might not be tough for you guys. Dead Reckoning versus Scarface.
Not tough at all. Dead Reckoning.
Yeah, but again, this is just, I've got to get this played more with you guys.
Yeah.
You've got to play Scarface. Not taking away from Dead Reckoning. Dead Reckoning's a great game. I love Dead Reckoning. Scarface is so good.
Well, now I don't want to choose Scarface because you just went through that plead against Scarface because that actually was what I was going to pick before.
Oh, I'm voting for Dead Reckoning.
Oh, okay. Then I'm saying Scarface.
Then I'm changing my vote to Scarface.
Then I'm saying Dead Reckoning. No,
Looks like Dead Reckoning won.
Then we are at an impasse.
No, I'm totally saying Scarface. That's the one out
Yeah,
of these.
it's
Very much enjoy Dead Reckoning, but choices of these two games, I want to experience more Scarface.
yeah. And in all seriousness, I am voting Scarface too. But Dead Reckoning is a fantastic game, and that would have been your vote, right?
Oh, it is my vote. Dead Reckoning. And
Oh,
it counts
it
as 3.
is my vote. It counts as 3.
is. It counts as 3. Oh.
He is so certain of his vote, it counts thrice.
Next up, Dead Reckoning versus Forests of Pangaea.
Also
Reckoning.
easy. Dead Reckoning, yeah.
Yeah, Dead Reckoning. Definitely. Wonderland's War versus Forests of Pangaea.
Wonderland's War.
Wonderland's War.
Yeah, same.
Kingdom Builder versus Forests of Pangaea.
Force of Pangaea.
Yes, for me too. Where do you land, Annie?
That's actually kind of a tough one. My love of Kingdom Builder has been renewed since I've played it recently.
Yeah, and you've talked about this in the past. Your wife really likes to play Kingdom Builder. She'll play that one with you sometimes, right?
Yeah, and I introduced it to my girls at BGG, and it had been quite a while since I'd played it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot how good this really is.
And a lot of good memories, right? Which always affects how you feel about a game.
I gotta go with Kingdom Builder.
Fair enough. Forest still takes it, but it's good to know where you stand.
That's where I stand. My vote counts as 3. Did we not? We already established this.
Yeah, and I'm totally counting it as 3. Wink, wink. All right, next up we've got Kingdom
Wait,
Builder.
You're not really counting it as 3, are you?
Wink, wink. Kingdom Builder versus Viscounts of the West Kingdom.
Oh, Viscounts is to take it. Still.
I'm going to vote for Viscounts.
Are you? You don't like
Kingdom Builder. I mean, it's a game I owned, and I had the first expansion to it too, and it just
Never struck a chord with you, huh?
well, no, I enjoyed it the first several times I played it, but then it just.
Fizzled.
I mean, just like you, maybe a revisit to it would change that opinion, but
Yeah.
it just kind of it faded.
I understand that. That's what it did to me too, until I played it again.
Yeah.
My vote is also Viscounts, so it's going to continue on. Next up, we've got Tyrants of the Underdark versus Star Wars Rebellion.
Star Wars Rebellion.
Yeah, Star Wars for me too.
Same.
Tyrants of the Underdark versus Terra Mystica.
Terra Mystica still got to take it.
Man, Terra Mystica is really good.
I love the theme of Tyrants, but just the gameplay of Terra Mystica.
Here's an interesting thing. I think my vote right now is honestly, it really is going to come down to if they were set up right now with the ideal player count, ready to go. It really is coming down to that for me because I like both of these games, but I'll tell you right now, I would be in the mood to play Tyrants.
I mean, I like Terra Mystica, but Terra Mystica definitely has a bigger spoon
Oh, no doubt.
that you need when you're eating it.
Yep.
Right now, we're at the end of the evening for us. I'm definitely leaning light. So I'm saying Tyrants over whatever the other one was. I forgot at this point.
Wow.
Terra Mystica.
You talk it up and like whatever that was that I just talked up.
Just little baby spoons for Nathan right now.
Yeah.
All right, Tyrants takes it. Next up, we've got Scythe versus Terra Mystica.
I should have put King Domino on my list.
I'd vote for that over Kingdom Builder.
Sorry, go ahead, Doug. I interrupted you.
No, you're good. It's Scythe versus Terra Mystica.
Scythe.
Scythe for me too.
Doesn't matter, Andy.
Okay, fine. It doesn't matter.
No, his vote counts for 3,
That's right.
remember?
It's the only vote that matters. What are you talking about? Oh, that's a tough one.
You want to be Terra Mystica just so it has a vote in that
Yep,
round?
I do.
Okay. Next up is Blood Rage versus Terra Mystica.
Terra Mystica.
Blood Rage.
Blood Rage for me too. Next up is Carlos. I
Why do you laugh?
I don't mean to laugh. I'm sorry. I don't
Every
mean to
time.
laugh. I'm sorry. Carlos Magnus versus Terra Mystica.
Terra Mystica.
Terra Mystica.
Terra Mystica.
Carlos Magnus versus Rolling Heights.
Rolling Heights.
Rolling Heights.
Rolling Heights. Carlos Magnus versus History of the World.
History
Here
of the
it is.
world.
History of the World.
Here it is.
Kingdom Builder.
No, I am curious. So Andy and I both vote History of the World. Is that where you
Yeah, I
vote
am
to?
totally
Okay.
voting Kingdom Builder.
It's not on the
You mean
list.
Carlos Magnus?
Whatever.
Wow. It's not that late, Nathan.
Wow.
Carlos Magnus, yes.
All right. History of the World still takes it. Next up, Star Wars Rebellion versus Scarface 1920. My vote will be Scarface on this one, although these are both great. I think both of you are going to go Star Wars, though.
I will be going Star Wars.
Yeah.
I actually will be going Scarface. This is one of the ones that if this came up, I would probably gravitate to. Well, I don't know. If I'm teaching somebody new or I want to play this game, I'm excited to share it. Experienced players, both sides. I want to experience Scarface a little bit more than I do Star Wars again. So I'm going Scarface.
People can't see me, but my jaw is agape.
I don't like your rationalizations, by the way.
They're irrationalizations.
You're not wrong. I need new friends.
Wow.
Maybe you should just start with friends.
Maybe.
All right. Your vote would have been Star Wars, though, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Scarface is still going to take it. Next up, Star Wars Rebellion versus Dead Reckoning.
It's going to be Dead Reckoning for me, as much as I enjoyed my play of Rebellion.
See, I'm going to go Dead Reckoning too. Similar experience. If it was somebody new and they were excited to play Star Wars Rebellion, I'm totally in. But my experiences of Dead Reckoning have been superior, and I'd like those to continue.
I agree.
Nice. I know I sound like a broken record. I love Dead Reckoning. Ideal situation, I would probably be more in the mood to play Star Wars at this point. But they're both great, and you both voted Dead Reckoning, so it progresses, and that does not hurt my feelings at all. Next up, Star Wars Rebellion versus Wonderland's War.
Seriously? This is the third time I'm going to shoot down Star Wars Rebellion?
Apparently you've got some games that you'd really like to play.
I'm going to give a thumbs up to Star Wars Rebellion.
And mine's going to be for Wonderland's War.
I think mine's going to be Wonderland's War.
Nice. Picking up what you're putting down, Nathan.
That was nice. We didn't have to hear Doug's argument why you needed to vote for his game.
That's why I voted for you.
Hey, That is what the people have come to listen to. Okay,
Yeah.
Andy. All right. All right. Let's just get that straight. All right, Star Wars Rebellion. Oh, they're really trying to find where Star Wars fits on this list. Star Wars Rebellion versus Forests of Pangaea.
Star Wars.
Yeah, it's Star Wars. Tyrants of the Underdark versus Forests of Pangaea.
Tyrants.
Tyrants.
I think mine would be Forests, but Tyrants takes it. Scythe versus Forests of Pangaea. Scythe. Blood Rage versus Forests of Pangaea.
Blood Rage.
It would be Blood Rage for me as well. Andy?
That's a tough one for me. I might have to go with Forests.
Noted. Terra Mystica versus Forests of Pangaea.
Terra Mystica.
I'd go Forests on this one.
Forests.
Terra Mystica versus Viscounts of the West Kingdom.
Boy, that really would depend on my mood.
I think we've baffled the algorithm because the bar's not moving much when we make these votes anymore. I think we've stumped it. But
You
Terra
guys
Mystica,
don't know what you're talking about.
it's like, wait a minute, your rankings don't make sense. Terra Mystica versus Viscounts. It was totally the vote where you put Scythe down. That was the one. I can't figure it out. It's broken. You broke it. I told you there was no universe where that exists, and this is proof. You've broken the algorithm.
You broke the internet.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, Terra Mystica versus Viscounts. That is a tough one.
Oh, it really would depend on my mood. So if we're going off of our mood currently, which it seems to be the case
Yes.
right now,
Why are you looking so angry at me?
why are you taking that so
No,
personal?
that's how Andy always looks.
That's
It's not.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Terra Mystica.
You're saying Terra Mystica?
I'm saying Terra Mystica.
What are you saying, Doug?
So I'm actually, I would be more in the mood right now to play Viscounts. No, I'm repeating myself. I think that the area control portion of Viscounts is weaker than Terra Mystica, but if I had these two set up, I would choose to play Viscounts right now.
I think I would too. So I'm going to go with Viscounts.
Fair enough. Next up, Terra Mystica versus Kingdom Builder.
Terra Mystica.
Terra Mystica.
Terra Mystica. Rolling Heights versus Kingdom Builder.
Rolling Heights.
Duh.
Rolling Heights, for sure. History of the World versus Kingdom Builder.
Didn't we already have this?
No, dude just kept mispronouncing.
Oh, I just wanted
Carlos
to...
Magnus.
Carlos Magnus,
That's
yeah.
right.
I'm going to go Kingdom Builder.
I'm going to go Kingdom Builder.
I am as well. History of the World versus Iwari.
Iwari.
History of the World.
It would be Iwari for me.
Justify.
Justify it.
All right, that, my friends,
Oh, that completes it?
completes the list.
Woohoo!
We are done. This is the official Meeple Nation top 15 area control, area majority, area influence games. Number 15 that shouldn't have even made the list to begin with, Carlos Magnus.
I was hoping for Kingdom Builder.
No,
No,
there's
I
no
was
way
hoping
that
for
was
History of the World.
No.
Nope.
History of the World's next.
Number 14 was History of the World.
And then Kingdom Builder.
Number 13 was Iwari.
Oh,
really?
Why? Sweet. Kingdom Builder made the next one down.
Number 12 was Kingdom Builder. And I'm just going to say number 12 through 15, I don't have a lot of love for, just generally speaking. Not a lot of love. But I'm excited to get to the top 10.
There's a wedgie in your future.
No, there's not. Number 11 was Rolling Heights.
Oh, really?
That
Yeah.
surprises me.
Yeah, it got voted down compared to the top 10 quite a bit. And I do think Rolling Heights is a good game. I know you both like it more than I do,
Yeah, it's awesome.
but it is a good game. I did not love the whole meeple rolling thing,
Really?
and probably because I got hosed by it quite a bit. Believe me, I'm not doing like the whole rolling meeples hates me thing or anything like that. I know it's just luck and I get that, but it really like the thing is you can't recover with a lot of dice game. People know dice can be swingy and good games will put a lot of mitigation in there. The problem with Rolling Heights was there was not nearly enough mitigation for bad rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There just wasn't. I struggled with Rolling Heights quite a bit, so I'm glad to see it lower on the list, even though I know you guys like it. Number 10 was Terra Mystica.
Also surprises me.
Allowed.
Yeah, that's probably about where I would put it. I mean, that's still top 10, right? It's a good game.
I'd put it at like 6.
Well, maybe wait till you hear some of these other games.
I already know what's on there.
You don't know what's coming, Andy. Number 9, Viscounts of the West Kingdom. Number 8, the Forests of Pangaea. Now, I am a little bit excited.
surprised
Yeah, I'm surprised that Forests beat Viscounts.
Yeah, me too.
According to this, Forests takes it with that number 8. Number 7, Blood Rage. And number 6, Scythe. So 2 games that I'm convinced if we played a little bit more, they might be a little higher, but that's probably where I put them, especially for a Meeple Nation overall list. Okay, so here we get to it. The top 5. Number 5, Tyrants of the Underdark. Number 5.
Little surprises me, actually.
Me too.
Oh, it got voted up a lot
It did.
on theme, right?
On theme.
And I would
Yeah.
say the theme is what
Yeah.
gave that one the edge over
I
the other
think you're
games.
right.
Now, again, for me, I can't see a list like this where it beats out Scythe or Blood Rage for me personally. So that's a little bit of a hard one for me, but given the theme and the love that you guys had for it, especially over some of these other games, probably just to spite me and for no other reason.
That's not true,
That's
Doug.
exactly it.
With
Meeple
Meeple
Nation, here to humble Doug's top 5s.
That's what it feels like, Nathan. That's what it feels like. Number 4, Star Wars Rebellion. Now that does surprise me. I thought it would be number 1.
What?
Well, I did vote it down the
A lot, actually.
yeah, the
I know,
3
that's
times
what
in a
surprises
row,
me.
But I didn't think it was going to be 4th. I figured
I figured
3
third.
or higher.
Yeah, I figured third place.
Yep, 4th place.
Wow.
Star Wars Rebellion. All right. Number 3, Wonderland's War. That makes me really excited. That means that you guys might be willing to play that
I'm willing to
from
play.
time to time.
Yeah.
I love Wonderland's War. It's good. And the Shards of Madness expansion just came out for it. And it's mini expansion, right? It doesn't add a whole lot, just shuffle in some cards and a few other little things.
I hate expansions.
Yeah. All right, there it is. There it is. Number 2, which should make both of you very happy, was Dead Reckoning.
It was a good game.
I think that's well deserved. Dead Reckoning's a good game. And then number 1, which does surprise me quite a bit.
Me too.
Scarface 1920. Love that.
Huh, that's
So
actually.
You
I
voted
think-
that up a lot, too.
I
Nathan.
did, yeah.
Yeah,
I definitely want to experience that more.
Yeah, I know what we're going to play for our next game night. Scarface.
Sounds good.
Let's do it. That's got me super excited to play Scarface. Anyway, that's it. Meeple Nation Top 15.
A lot of good games.
That's false.
14 of them are good games. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah.
They're all good games. Kingdom Builder still counts as an okay game.
10 of those games are amazing. 1 of those games is all right, and the other 4 shouldn't belong on the list. Until next time.
We'll see you chopping down Nathan's top 5, humbling Doug's top 5, and supporting Andy's top 5
With 3 votes.
with 3 votes at the game table.
Thank you for listening and being a part of Meeple Nation. If you would be so kind as to follow, subscribe, share, and rate or review this podcast, it really helps to spread the fun. You can be more involved in supporting the podcast by joining the nation at patreon.com/Meeple Nation, or you can find a link at the top of our webpage, meeplenation.com. And while you're there, look at all our extra content. There are links to all our past episodes, a wide variety of blogs, pictures from our Instagram feed, and bios for all the hosts and our awesome bloggers. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all under Meeple Nation. If you would like to chat with the hosts or other members of the nation, you can join our Facebook group, Meeple Nation Off Air. We hope to see you again at a game night, a con, or maybe a suspense-driven evening of Werewolf. Thank you for listening and supporting Meeple Nation, and stay tuned for next week's episode.
Thank you so much for listening. We very much want to thank our patrons who help keep the podcast running. I personally want to thank my co-hosts for all the help they provide with both content here on the podcast, in addition to what we have available on our website. Without them, the podcast would not happen. If you too would like to support the podcast, you can join the nation at patreon.com/Meeple_Nation. Or you can find a link to Patreon at the top of our webpage, meeplenation.com. If you have any questions, comments, or games you feel should be on our radar, you can always reach us at meeplenation@gmail.com. We can't wait to hear from you. I am grateful to Doug and Andy who helped me edit episodes, and I want to thank James and Kim Clark who do the editing on our blogs and on our webpage, which can be found at meeplenation.com. We want to thank Brain Detergent for our music. If you want to find more from him, you can follow his links that can be found on our webpage, or simply search for Brain Detergent on YouTube to find more of his tracks. Thank you again for listening and being part of the Meeple Nation community.